My name's Chloe Wainwright and I work at the North York Moors National Park as the project manager for the new River Esk Connect or Reconnect project. So it's a 5-year project. We're funded by the National Lottery Community Fund's Climate Action Fund, and it's all about reconnecting people with nature in the Esk and Coastal Streams catchment. But we're kind of going further afield than that as well. So all the surrounding landscape, we're going up into Teesside, down into Scarborough. So really trying to connect with as many people as possible and to remind them what it's like to be around nature and the importance of it, and also ways that they mitigate against climate change as well.
So we're trying to celebrate everything that is the Esk, so everything about the river, about the estuary and about the land that's around it as well. So looking at the wildlife, looking at the people, looking at the history and trying to get people to understand it more and appreciate it, and then hopefully to do something about it in terms of the impact that climate change is having on the river.
My experience of the river, I came along to kind of learn a bit more about the river. I learned last week from one of the other events about the freshwater mussels and how they're quite rare and their dependency on the salmon. So it's been really interesting to find out a bit more information about what we've got living in the river.
I spent most of my youth and a lot of my adulthood in this river, on the river, paddling in the river and sometimes fishing in it. It's my neighbour, it's my river, I live here, you know, and as a canoeist it's on my doorstep.
I feel very lucky and very grateful to live nearby, but yeah, we still need access to be able to enjoy this beautiful location.
Probably one of the things that I've noticed more about the river is where the side's coming in, where trees have come over and gone in the river. So what was a small, fast-flowing section of the river is now very wide. But I'm always fascinated to know what that does to the ecology of the river.
I go down to it most days. I monitor some of the wildlife that comes up and down it. I've seen the mink decrease, but we still have mink. I've seen the otter increase. I take children out, and part of one of the events that we'll do is by the river is we will do some, not just the pond dipping, but also looking for stoneflies and the larvae, turning stones over, kick sampling, that kind of thing, to try and engage, educate, entertain and encourage all of the generations to take care of the river.
We believe there's a huge value in young people being in the surrounding environment. We talk to young people about what we see and how the landscape has formed, and we really just respond to their particular interests. They're just inspired by nature and being outdoors.
So we spend loads of time just appreciating the wildlife. We talk about river features and shape and flow and the man-made interaction with the river, so why the weir was built, and the fish ladder and the hydro scheme.
We wanted to use it as an education project as well as just doing the generation. Our best years, we've generated almost twice as much as we have in our worst years. I suspect unless it rains all autumn and all winter, this is not going to be a good year because it's been such a dry, hot summer. Apart from us, dry, hot weather is not good for the fish further upstream. The water gets too warm. It doesn't carry as much oxygen when it's hot, it's difficult for them. The more weird the climate gets, I think the more important it is to have different ways to generate electricity. Yeah. However, we have a problem with that because our national grid, it's much less good at juggling smaller blocks of energy from a lot of different generation points. A project like this has a carbon cost, but it pays it off quite quickly.
Yes.
But you have to invest in order to get the energy returns. There aren't any free lunches.
I just love the peace, the quiet, the tranquility of the area. It's the place that I go when I'm feeling stressed. I have a little spot that I dip down off the path and nobody can see us, and I sit there until the horseflies start biting.
I grew up at Lilome and along the side of this river, always fond of it, and we swam in it as kids, and we're so lucky to have this on our doorstep. go see, to walk and enjoy it. Today will be a good memory for me for a lot of years to come, yes.